You know when you walk into a massive sports bar on a Sunday, right? There's just this giant wall of TVs and they instantly seamlessly switch to the biggest plays. We just expect that visual perfection.
Yeah, we completely take it for granted. But behind that wall is, well, it's just a chaotic intersection of high bandwidth data.
Right. Which is exactly why our mission today is to decode how complex commercial venues like restaurants or gyms or worship spaces actually manage those massive walls of screens. We're looking at a product page from HDTVSupply for the PureLink PUSH-GO-KIRKWOOD multi-display AV distribution system.
That is a mouthful of a name, but yeah.
It really is, and we are going to investigate why the hardware to pull this off costs a staggering $12,094. So, okay, let's unpack this and dive straight into the invisible high-tech world of commercial AV routing that surrounds you every day.
Well, looking at the spec sheet, it refers to the Kirkwood system as a professional 8x8 matrix switcher. So basically that means it takes up to 8 different 4K video sources.
Like a satellite receiver or a presentation computer?
Exactly, or digital signage. And it routes any of those to 8 distinct displays. The crazy part is it pushes these signals up to 490 feet away using standard Cat6 networking cables.
Wait, let's pause there for a second. Pushing raw 4K video that far is incredibly hard. I mean, normally a standard HDMI cable just degrades and loses the signal after, what, maybe 50 feet?
50 feet on a good day, yeah.
Right. So sending 8 massive streams of 4K data nearly 500 feet over a basic Ethernet cable without losing a single pixel, that requires some intense onboard processing.
It absolutely does. And while it's crunching all that video data, the system is also performing something called audio de-embedding.
Audio de-embedding.
Yeah, it actively strips the audio track away from the 4K video signal. So the video goes straight to the displays, but the sound is routed independently to the venue's overhead speakers.
Oh, wow. So you don't lose synchronization between what you see and what you hear.
Exactly. It keeps everything perfectly synced.
So it's less like a simple digital traffic cop and more like a massive automated rail yard where 8 high-speed bullet trains are arriving at the exact same time.
That's a great way to look at it.
The system shifts the tracks in milliseconds to send each train to a different city without slowing them down, while simultaneously unloading the cargo, like the audio, onto completely different delivery trucks.
Right. And to manage that level of data logistics, a business would usually need a degree in computer science and a permanent on-site IT team.
Which really brings us to why this thing costs 12 grand. I mean, it's not just metal and cables. You are paying a massive premium for a plug-and-play experience.
Right. It arrives fully pre-configured for same-day setup.
Yeah, and it even comes complete with a 10-inch touchscreen control.
What's fascinating here is that the massive cost is heavily weighted toward software automation. By pre-programming the routing logic before the box even ships, the manufacturer completely removes the technical friction for the business owner.
Okay, I have to push back on this a little bit, though. Can a complex $12,000 commercial AV system truly be plug-and-play right out of the box?
Well, it depends on what you mean by plug and play.
I mean, we've all bought plug-and-play home printers that took 3 hours and a lot of swearing to connect to the Wi-Fi. I hear you on the software being pre-programmed, but someone still has to snake 490 feet of cable through a drop ceiling. It might be plug and play for the software, but definitely not the hardware.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. The physical installation absolutely still requires labor. Someone is up there pulling those cables through the walls.
Right.
But in this tier of commercial hardware, the software automation means the on-site crew doesn't have to write code to configure the matrix. The physical installer just plugs the cables into the clearly labeled ports, and the brain of the system is already trained to do the rest.
So the next time you're sitting at a bar and see the bartender casually tap a screen to instantly switch a football game onto 8 TVs at once, you'll know exactly the kind of heavy-duty, invisible hardware working behind the scenes.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, extreme automation is democratizing previously inaccessible commercial technology. A local venue no longer needs a full-time tech wizard on staff just to maintain a world-class visual experience.
We've explored the PureLink Kirkwood today, revealing the high-priced tech that keeps public spaces visually engaging. But it leaves a lingering question to ponder.
Oh, what's that?
If highly complex $12,000 commercial AV systems are now arriving fully pre-programmed and essentially plug-and-play, what happens to the entire industry of local AV technicians? Are we witnessing the beginning of the end for the traditional tech setup expert?